and welcome to another episode of the Witchunters, Baba Yaga's Dancing Hut. So, last week, the group have finally cracked the door on the Ebon Lakes dungeon, and this place had 4 different chalices, not just one, but 4. One of them kind of cool to you, seemed as though it was absorbing the light around you. This undoubtedly had to be the Chalice of the Void. But before you gained such an artifact, there was seemingly one more or 2 more lights to light up in this place. It seemed as though there was some specific conditions which needed to be met before you could gain a hold of it. So you went down to the right and found there was another tunnel. This one led you to another chalice that said to empty your greed. Around the chalice were piles and piles of treasure and platinum bars, and an odd kraken statue, which seemed to give off an aura of magic. As you emptied your pockets, Dyer, the rest of the party filled theirs, and I think, oh my god, you came away with like 20 platinum, didn't you? Platinum bars, which are each worth like
Yeah,
ridiculous
got
amount.
paid.
You got paid.
16, I think.
Okay,
Te-
nice.
Technically, I also emptied my greed. I didn't take anything.
Yeah, you did. But yeah, and then the paladin over here, good paladin, yeah, he also took something. So as Tanner came back into the chamber with this statue, suddenly something started to speak in a very ominous voice, and each of you heard a different combination of words. Some heard empty your greed, some heard empty your pride. And for Dyer, it said to empty your resentment. And all the way through this quest, you've been resenting the fact that you were this chosen one, that you had to go and do this by yourself and restore magic to your kin. But the time had come, it seemed, to relinquish those fears, those doubts, and those worries, and basically accept. And during the fight, this thing saw into your very mind's eye and paralyzed you. You couldn't get past this mental block. This resentment prevented you from even aiding your allies. Meanwhile, other people had to deal with tentacles and horrible, horrible paralyzing glares. But you did manage to finally best this creature, this eternal watcher. And as it died, the water in the chamber suddenly resumed normal gravity and flushed down back into the floodgate. And you acquired your treasure. The Chalice of the Void no longer had this kind of gravity field around it. And as you picked it up, you were keenly aware of some of its powers. And as you basically became attuned to it, this whole dungeon has been an attunement process. And the fact that you are now in possession of it means you know its powers. You can, so long as you are on full health and have no monetary currency on you, you can cast Disintegrate at will. Wait for dramatic pause.
Wait, we
What?
didn't know that before.
Disintegrate at will,
Who can?
Did I-
What?
Did I start it?
Interesting.
but only
Interesting.
when at full health.
Oh my
Only when
gosh.
at full health with empty pockets.
Yep.
Right.
That is insane.
Yeah, it is. However, of course, you know this will only be temporary, as once you acquire the means to turn this, once you return it back to Una, she will have to turn it into a elsewhere flask, and that power will be lost to you. But have fun while you have it. The other thing it is able to do is counter magic in a particular zone, and you have to finely tune that magic. So if you want to counter all 5th level spells, you can set it to do that. Or if you want to counter all 3rd level spells, you can do that as well. Just don't set it to counter all. Hold on. Don't set it to count all 6th level spells, otherwise you won't be able to cast Disintegrate.
Good,
Yeah.
good tip. Yeah.
6th level spells as a 7th level player is insane, even if it does have a thing and it's at will.
Yep.
Um,
But if
I'm
you lose even a single
back.
hit point, the Chalice of the Void starts to basically reverse these positive effects. You start losing health every round. You will effectively it will start draining you. So just bear that in mind. It's if those conditions aren't met, you effectively can't use its powers, and it will continue to drain you. So you need to be kept up. This is a sort of mini game of sorts
Oh,
within
yeah.
D&D. Keep Dire at full so that she can blast away. But we'll see how that goes. You know how much damage gets flown around. It's very hard to stay on top of that. Anyway, that's what the power is. And what else? Oh, that's right. As soon as you've finished the short rest, you suddenly hear a voice in your head, Tanner, I believe. Actually, should have been. Oh, you called Tanner. It should be Dire and Ember. We'll go with Dire. So, Varen speaks to you through the uses of a sending spell, and she says, "Hello, is this thing working? It's this Varen here. Damn it, probably already used up too many words.
Was this me?
No, this is Dire.
Oh,
And then, oh crap, that probably used up words as well. It's fine. So, I'll just recast it. Here we go. All right, from the top. This is Varen.
I have
We,
Baron.
we've got bad news. There's a push through from the front line. The Fomorians, they've gathered up their forces and they're charging at us. We had to fall back. There was no chance we could win. But it seems as though they have something else with them. They have like these large bats. And I thought that was Nathan's thing, but regardless, they're using them. And they're finding a way back through the crystal tunnels, through to the potentially the top side. We haven't got long before they find their way. But the bats seem to be working for them somehow. Has Nathan betrayed us? Oh man, best not to think about it. Oh, um. Anyway, we've fallen back. We haven't got much time left. You reply to this message.
Yes, I do. I say, Baron, this is Daya. Hang on, we're coming. It's been a well, we haven't achieved all our goals, but we're coming to get you. Just keep them out of the top side. Do your best. Stay strong.
Okay.
Die out.
She's gonna send another one. I think the general himself has also appeared. What's his name? Hold on. Yes. There we go. Yeah, the king of the Fomorians is making the push. It seems he's gathered up all his forces. King Zamthius, I think is his name. And you know what? She'll psychically portray an image of him in all of his ugly glory. So you see this
Yikes.
huge, misshapen, bulbous warrior, where spikes on his head looks like a crown is formed out of spikes on his head, and he has this kind of belt of trinkets and bones, and some even look like they're mummified bodies of humanoids tethered to it. And yeah, there's a bowl of skulls, looking like a bowl of popcorn next to him on a giant throne.
Did
But
we
what was that?
did we see him before? Because we saw one that had popcorn in the drow outpost.
Yeah, what should we call that? Skullcorn. But yes, you did, and it didn't look like that guy.
So
It looked like Gotta find it. Mhm. You're thinking of this guy.
Much smaller popcorn.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah, he is different. But then again, it's hard to tell with the weird features, the bulbous eyes. But nonetheless, it seems as though you are on a time crunch now. If the Fomorians are making their final push, you need to step up. Seems as though that was a choice that you made, though. You went to backtrack and get the Chalice of the Void. So,
We did.
mhm.
and now they have
Uh,
bats.
Daya, you look a little spooked. Everything all right?
The Fomorians are making their charge. Farron
What?
says the king himself is there. They're
He messaged you?
Yeah, she says there's some large bats which seem to be working for them that are finding their way through the crystal paths. I I don't know.
Uh, Probably Nepion helping them out. I don't know.
Mm,
He seemed pretty ill content when we ran into him. I imagine
No,
he'd be more than happy to betray his people.
no, I don't think it would be him, but there was that thing he was pretending to be to test us.
Yeah.
Might be that.
Would that thing have the same powers? Controlling
Well,
these
they
creatures?
they said they were bat-like. That doesn't mean they're bats.
Hmm.